Wait up, hold a minute before you buy a trending book. Watch this video. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Mikey, and this is Comics by the Cover. First, I want to say if you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. I highly encourage it. You won't be disappointed with the content I have to produce. That is probably a lie. You probably will be very disappointed with the things I have to produce because I'm new at this, and I just am not that good at it. But that aside, if you are returning to here, I do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. As you know, every week ComicTom puts out a top 10 list, and so I put a poll out on my Instagram every week following his list to kind of poll the community, see what people's thoughts are, whether or not you want to buy this book or is it something you want to pass on. So, of course, this was a very interesting top 10 list this week. A lot of duds, in my opinion. But we did the poll anyways. If you want to see the full list, you can go visit me on my Instagram. Again, that's at Comics by the Cover on Instagram. I will put that across the scroll right here. And yeah, you can find me there if you want to partake in any of my polls. I also do a new video, which I'll post up here. Where I kind of go over the polls I did previous week for the polls that aren't related to the top 10 if you're interested in wanting to watch any of those. So again, this is the top 10 recount, the buy or pass report. First up we have is number 10. This is the raw sketch cover for Spawn number 314. As you know, they are producing this variations of this book from different levels of development, from the beginning sketch levels to adding inks to eventually colorization and final product. So you're going to see several versions of Spawn 314 come out. They're apparently going to pick this up as well for 315 as well. So that's a thing. This book is a 47% buy, and 53% of the people are going to be passing on this book. I would say if you can find it at a reasonable option, it might be worth grabbing. I think it's polling low right now, but it's right on the border, so it definitely be worth it. I just be careful about overpaying for this book, obviously. Coming in at number 9 was Sandman number 6. This book had trended because obviously Sandman is in production, and the contents of this particular issue are going to be used in an adaptation of an episode. This book is super popular. The series is super popular. It was super popular. I don't know if it really is so much now. But this book comes in at a 62% buy, so 62% of people are passing on the book, while only 38% of people think it's something that you should add to your collection. I will say if you can get it for cheap, then it could be worth it. Otherwise, don't be disappointed if you cannot find a copy of this book. So pass on that FOMO. Coming in at number 8 was Thor God of Thunder number 2. This series is just a really hot series in general. I would say if you can just go out and find any books from Thor God of Thunder number 2, or Thor God of Thunder, I would pick them up. I mean, there's a lot of hot books in this run. This one is particularly the first appearance of Gore. As you know, Christian Bale will be taking on the role of Gore in the new Thor movie. It also has ties to the first appearance of the Necrosword, which is associations to Null. Null is a really popular character. So if you can find this book, I do recommend picking it up. Be careful about the pricing on it. You don't want to overpay for this book, obviously, but it's definitely a hot book. It will probably get hotter as we get closer to that final production of that movie. So when the trailer drops, for example, we actually get a visual of what Christian Bale may look like. Coming in at number 7 was Borderlands Origins number 1. This, of course, is based off the video game. This is a hard pass for a lot of people. 87% of the people polled said they do not want this book and they will pass on it. So if you see it out there, if you're a fan of the game, you might want to grab it. But if you're not a fan of the game, I would definitely not FOMO over this book at all. As you can see, most people are not looking to have this added to their collection. So the only value you're going to find it is your own personal value. Coming in at number 6 was Young Avengers number 10. Young Avengers number 10, of course, is the first appearance of Tommy Shepard, aka Speed, one of the two of the twins from WandaVision, or from Wanda and Vision, rather. Not WandaVision, well, eventually WandaVision, but Wanda and Vision. They have 2 kids, of course, Tommy Shepard, Speed, and Wiccan. As you can see, 67% of the people polled said that this is something that they are looking to buy, while 33% will be passing on this book. I would say if you can find this book at a reasonable price, it could be a good pickup. Otherwise, if you miss out on it, it's not too bad of a deal. There's a lot of other better books, I think, in Young Avengers run, such as Young Avengers #1. I do also believe that this is I feel like this is one of the. Nope, this isn't the first. This is not the first appearance of Kate Bishop on the cover. There's a one prior to this one, if I recall. Coming out at number 5 was Mystic. Mystic 15 is the first unofficial, get that, unofficial appearance of Harry Potter in a comic book. As you can see, Harry Potter's losing the magic. This is an 80% pass on this book, where only 20% of people are saying that's something that they would want to be buying. I would say if you're a Harry Potter fan, it might be something you might want to pick up. Otherwise, if you miss out on this book, don't worry. Not a lot of people putting a lot of value in this book overall. Carrying over with that Harry Potter thing, we have book number 4. This is Love is Love. This book was released after the shootings in Orlando at the Pulse nightclub. This book has the first official appearance of Harry Potter. As you can see, the depiction is from Jim Lee. I like the drawing. I think it's a great Jim Lee sketch. Be cool to see it in color, I think. But otherwise, pretty cool. Again, if you're a Harry Potter fan, it might be something you want to pick up. Also, if you're one of the people that like to collect queer-related books, it could be a good pickup for you as well. Otherwise, don't overpay for it. So if this is a book that just came onto your radar now, and it's something you are interested in buying, I would say hold off until the hype dies down and then pick it up. Otherwise, this book is a pass. I told you this list was a dud. Coming at number 3 was Magic: The Gathering, The Shadow Mage. This is the first publication of a Magic book. These books have historically failed as far as popularity goes. Even when they tease these books with cards, as Russ pointed out in the episode for ComicTom, people will take the cards out and then return the book. They would rather have the card instead of the book. So this has a 38% buy, with 62% of the people polled said that they are passing on the book. It's a cool book. It looks cool. I would say I would be interested in what Boom's going to do when they start publishing this book. I have a lot of faith in what Boom does. I think they produce great books and good content. So I might pick up the first issue, but I'm definitely not going to be trying to backgather any of these past runs with Magic. For something you're into, if you're into Magic, it might be something you might like, but historically, the people who collect the cards are not into these comics. Coming in at number 2 on the list was Star Wars High Republic second print. This only comes in at a 59% buy, while 40% of the people poll said that they will pass on this book. Considering how high the first book was, and I'll post that for you here so you can see it. But I would say if you can find it, pick it up. Otherwise, the first print run had 200,000 prints. This is, if I recall, is also going into a third printing. I'll confirm that post-edit. So if you can find it for a reasonable price, pick it up. Otherwise, don't get caught in the trap of overpaying for this book. As you can see, only 59% people wanting to buy it makes it just a soft hit at this point. But it does contain a lot of first appearances, and it supposedly is a lower print run than the first one, so it does have those two things working for it. But otherwise, this is not something to FOMO over, I would say. And finally, coming in at number 1, this good old Bronze Age book, we have Godzilla, King of the Monsters. This Godzilla number 1 is the first ongoing series for Godzilla. It is a pretty strong 71% of people wanting to buy, with only 29% of people passing on this book. It's a cool cover. I'm not gonna lie, that cover is banging. Godzilla looking mean as hell. This book started trending because of the trailer with Kong and Kong versus Godzilla, or I guess it's Godzilla versus Kong. I'm rooting for King Kong personally, so it's Kong versus Godzilla in my mind. That part where King Kong in the trailer has a little battle axe and he's like this, and Godzilla charges that thing up. I'm like, no. I think it looked good, but I didn't like the other Godzilla movies, but I am interested in this movie. So that is the list. If you are going to be buying those, I'll give you a quick little recap right quick. Again, number 1 was Godzilla number 1. This is a buy. Number 2 was Star Wars High Republic number 1. This is a soft buy, so don't overspend on that book. Number 3 was a pass, so that's Magic: The Gathering, The Shadow Mage. Number 4, Love is Love. Number 1, that is, again, the first official appearance of Harry Potter, depiction by Jim Lee. That is also a pass for people. If you're looking for Mystic number 5 for the unofficial appearance of Harry Potter, that is an 80% pass on that book as well. Again, if you are into these Harry Potter books and you want to pick them up because you are a Harry Potter fan, I would wait till the kind of dies back down and this book becomes forgotten again, because you don't want to buy on this trend. It probably won't have a long-term trend for this book. Coming in at number 6 was the first appearance of Tommy Shepard in Young Avengers number 10. This is a soft buy. I would say if you can find this book out for a pretty good price, I would say $30 or under, it's probably a good pickup. If you see people pricing it way more than that amount, I would probably go ahead and pass, considering that this book is not a strong buy. Coming in at number 7 is a good old hard pass at Borderlands Origins. If you're a fan of the game, might be something you might be interested in. Apparently there's a series of these books covering these origins. But this one particularly landed on the list because this one is in the most discussion, I guess, regarding these characters. Otherwise, if you don't get this book, this is a pass. Again, if it's something you're interested in, don't buy it now. It might be a better choice to go ahead and wait it out. And again, if you are ever interested in follow-ups on these, not Jim's Comics, but JP Budget Collecting, he does a great job. I'll link him up here about going over these books 6 months later, so definitely watch those videos. Coming in at number 8, of course, was Thor: God of Thunder number 2. First appearance of Gore. If this is something that you're into, this could be a good opportunity to buy this book. It does seem to be that it will probably get hotter as the series gets closer. People have a lot of faith in this character, and I think more so because Christian Bale is playing Gore, the God Butcher, in the next Thor movie. Coming in, of course, in number 9 was a recap here, was a soft pass for Sandman number 6. Personally, I think this could be a good option to pick this book up. Probably like to wait for the heat to die down a little bit and maybe grab it. So keep it on your radar. I think once this is a very popular issue for this run. The storyline it stands out for a lot of people. So I think depending on how it does portray out on screen, it could be something that people might have regained interest in. So if you can find this for a reasonable price, you pick it up. Otherwise, I would say, like I said, wait for it to dip back down after this hype runs off of the top 10, and then pick it up at that point in time. But keep it on your radar. Again, this is another one you want to keep on your radar, is a Spawn 314 sketch. Like I said, it's probably going to go for a little bit more because it is hyped up right at the moment. But let that hype die down, and based on the thought that not a lot of people are interested in it, it's more of a pass for a lot of people. That means this book may dip in price significantly in about 6 months, and it may be a good option to pick it up at that time. So with that said, that is the top 10 recap. That is your buy or pass report. This is the video, and I am out of here. So bye.